What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me once again for another one of Hoggie's beer reviews. And today, I bring you what is almost a staple up and down the East Coast. This is the number 9 from the Magic Hat Brewing Company in Vermont. See if you can make that out there. Magic Hat's number 9, a very popular beer. It's a great segue beer because, as it says on the label, not quite pale ale. It's a pale ale brewed with apricot extract. So popular with the ladies, popular with people who don't like, people getting into craft beer, people who like fruity beers, people don't want something too hoppy or too strong. So, I mean, Magic Hat, I reviewed one of their beers, their seasonal Wacko, a while back. Go back and check out that review. That was interesting. That was a beet beer, beer made with beet sugars. I was not fond of it. But this is the Magic Hat number 9, and this is a beer that I've had before once on tap. And I want to give a shout out to my coworker Craig. What's up, dude? It was him. He invited me to a local bar. They had this on tap. I ended up having about 4 pints of this stuff. And granted, that was about 4 months ago. And I've said, you know, ever since I said I want to review number 9 and give it a decent review and a decent analysis. So here we are. They've meticulously worked their way down the eastern seaboard, Magic Hat has, because they only allow 2 taps per county. Now, there may be exceptions to this rule in larger markets, larger cities, but from my understanding, they build demand that way, and they slowly work their way south because they only allow 2 taps per county. You know, builds demand, and then when they go to the next county, people kind of fight for it, and it's, you know, that kind of thing. So again, it's a pale ale. It's made with apricot extract. You know, we'll go from there. Punching up Beer Advocate, like we always do. Number 9 has 1,112 reviews on Beer Advocate, and out of those 1,112, it averages a B-, which is not bad. Again, it's from the Magic Hat Brewing Company in Vermont. It is 4.6 alcohol by volume, and of course on here they categorize it as a fruit and vegetable beer. And at the bottom it'll tell you, an American pale ale with apricot extract. So yeah, man. Again, it's a very easy drinking beer. It's a good segue beer. Personally, and I think you guys already know this about me, I'm not a big fan of fruit beers. But again, this is so popular, you know. I just had to give it its fair review. And on top of that, thanks to my buddy Howard at Hurricane Wings, I have the Magic Hat number 9 glass. Take a look at that guy. I really like this glass. I think it's a cool logo. Their tap handle looks just like that loopy number 9 thingy. So, whatever. Let's get right to it and break out the apricot pale ale. And I already have one of these caps from the Wacko, so I don't need the cap. I'm busting out my Route 66 bottle opener. Bought by a buddy of mine when he was traveling on Route 66, although of course it's made in China. But anyways, get to the beer. A little smoky, it's always cool. And let's see what's up with number 9, because again, I had this only the one time, and that was months ago. I haven't revisited it since. So let's see how this turns out. And let's see. Freshness date, they do have the freshness date on the back, and this is labeled August 10. So we are way ahead of time, so we're good. Alright. It's a filtered beer. It's very clear. And it's a light golden color. I wouldn't call it straw. It's a notch or two darker than straw. But it's a clear golden. Almost a lager color, really. The head is very fizzy. It's, I mean, yeah, it's thick, but there's a lot of big bubbles. Again, very reminiscent of lager head, kind of like a Heineken kind of head or something like that. And I am picking up subtle hints of fruit, subtle hints of apricot. And it took a second for me to catch that distinct sweetness, but yeah. Oh yeah, you can smell that. You can also pick up some pale malts. Very subtle, earthy, almost herbally hops. But again, the head is fizzing down quickly. There's not a lot of active carbonation. And just by looks alone, it's reminiscent of a lager. Not a light lager, but still kind of a macro lager. Although, to be completely honest, the apricot smell is not very strong. It's slightly subtle and appealing. So, I'm digging right in. It's thin, but not completely, not like watery, bland thin, but it's very light in the body. It's very drinkable. And I think that's why this beer is so popular. It drinks very easy. You get just a little bit of bite from the carbonation up front. It's very subtle, but it just kind of gives you a little kick, and then you just kind of drink it down real smooth. You get a bit of the pale malt across the middle. You get a bit of the apricot across the middle. And there is a grassy, herbally hop presence. Again, not very strong, not very distinct, but it's there. Now, if you go apricot, hops, and malt, that's what's in this beer, and it's really well balanced. Nothing really stands out. I mean, there are some fruit beers. You know, just the Sam Adams Blackberry Whip beer, for one, that has such an overwhelming blackberry flavor to it that it's just so fruity. This, yeah, the fruit flavor is there, but it's not as strong. It doesn't stand out and punch you in the face. It mixes well with the hops and the malt and just the beeriness to it. So this is, you know, at 4.6 ABV, it's very light bodied, it's very light in flavor. This is comparable to your standard lager. You know, this is like a good lawnmower beer, you know, summer afternoon, hot and sweaty, just want something cold to drink. This fits the bill. Or maybe just something simple to drink on tap, maybe to wash down some food. You know, if you don't want something too flavorful or too heavy. For what it is, I can't knock this beer. Because again, the fruit flavor is not overwhelming. And the rest of the beer is not put together badly. It has, you know, it has a good hop presence. The malt body is there for what it is. So it's not a bad beer. It really isn't. And again, for what it is, it's worth it. And I'll leave it at that, guys. Glass half full for what it is. A tame pale ale with a bit of an apricot flavor. A good segue beer. A good beer to give to people who want to get out or who are interested in getting away from the macros and the Budweisers and light beers of the world. And that's about it. Don't expect amazing flavor. Don't expect your socks to get knocked off. Don't expect a marvelous craft beer. It's very simple, but it doesn't try to be anything else. So I give it credit for that. And there we go. Magic Hat, number 9. A classic, easy to drink, American craft beer. Simple. Very simple. But I've rambled on enough, so let me get out of here. Remember to check out the website, check out the Twitter, check out all the other videos, because there's more coming. So thanks for watching, guys, and cheers.